channel. It's been so long since I've done a long form video, but we're back, and in today's video I'm just going to be making some clay bead bracelets. And as you can see, I was getting all my supplies out ready. I keep all my supplies in this bag because it just keeps everything together. It's got things like my scissors, pliers, tweezers, and also my string. I get so many questions on what string I use, and I just use elastic string from Shein. You can also get it from places like Temu or Amazon. Anyways, now I'm just getting my clay bead box out and we're going to ignore the mess. And I'm going to use my blues because I feel like I don't use them that often, especially the navy blue, which I should use more because it's actually really cute. I've also run out of white in this box, so I use a Christmas box because it has like the most white. And I'm sure everyone who makes bracelets can agree that we always run out of white. I don't know why, because I feel like I don't use that much of it often, but clearly I do. But anyways, I'm just going to use some of this white in this tub, and if anyone's wondering where it's from the range. I got it last December in 2024, so it's pretty old. Anyways, in this kit I'm picking out the evil eyes in the corner because I feel like it just matches the blue. And again, I don't think I've ever used these charms before, so I'm trying to use the things I don't use that often. So I'm also using these evil eyes too. I didn't have a design in my head, I was just going with the flow. Oh, and I'm using these gold beads at the Christmas kit because again, I have none left. Also, now that I'm looking back at the footage I got, you couldn't really see the beads I was putting on the bracelet because my nails were in the way. And I know some people like to use needles when they make bracelets, but I don't. Anyways, like I said, I didn't know what design I was really going for, but I knew I wanted to incorporate the blue and the white, but not make it too much, if you know what I mean. But I do think the end result turned out really cute. And while we're here, make sure you hit that like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Also hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on so you don't miss another post. Also, if you have any video suggestions, feel free to comment them down below because I'm always open to new ideas. And I also do want to start posting more long form content because it's really fun to film. So comment down below what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future because I do try to read every single comment. Anyways, back to the bracelet. You can see the design starting to come together at the bottom. Trying to put them gold beads on with nails was not for the weak. This is sped up, but it actually took me a long time to put the right amount of clay beads on because I was doing 4 white beads, 1 blue, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 white. So I was making sure I had the right beads on every time, but it was all worth it in the end. Okay, now I'm going to add one of the hanging evil eyes on, so I'm going to show you how I do that. So I get 2 pliers, which obviously I keep in my supply bag, and you're going to want to get a jump ring. I got mine in a set like this from Shein, but again, I'm sure you can get it anywhere you look really. And I'm getting a gold one because that's the colour of my charm. Now I'm getting my 2 pliers and opening the jump ring, and now I'm just going to get my charm and hoop the loop through the ring. And then close the ring again, and then I'm going to put it on my string, and then it's done. Doing it this way means the charm will just lay flat on the bracelet instead of being slanted. That was one of the mistakes I made when I was a beginner. But now I'm just finishing the bracelet off because it was too short at that point. Here the bracelet still looked short, but I measured it on my board. I don't actually know what it's called, but it has my measurements on it, and it measured to be 16 centimeters, which is a bit small for my wrist, but I still tied it anyway because if I carried on with the pattern, it would be huge. And I accidentally dropped it here and some of the beads fell off, so I had to put it back on. I was trying so hard to save it, and luckily I managed to save most of it. I don't even know how I managed to drop it, but it's fine now. Here I'm just tying it off, and how I tie it is I just make 3 to 4 knots, and then I get the excess and I cut it off with scissors, but don't cut too close to the knot because it will snap. Anyways, this bracelet turned out so cute. It's kind of giving summer vibes, maybe because of all the blue, but I actually really like this design. I also stretch my bracelets to make sure it doesn't snap. And I tried it on, it was too small as I thought it would be, but only by a little bit, and it's still cute regardless. Comment your thoughts and opinions on this design down below. I always love to hear your feedback. One thing about me is that I never like to waste excess beads when I can't be bothered to put them back, so I put them in my bead confetti. I love my bead confetti so much, it's so colourful. Okay, let's move on to the next bracelet. I'm using this kit again because it is my favourite. I just love these colours. And for this bracelet, I'm going to use all the pinks. I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyways, I'm specifically using hot pink, baby pink, and that white from the Christmas kit again. And I scooped out a bunch of gold beads, but I didn't end up using them. Again, I'm using this charm kit. It's my favourite charm kit, but I've used most of them, so that's why it's empty. And I'm going to use the pink starfish because they're so cute, and they're pink, so they just go. And I'm also going to add the bow because I feel like I don't use them enough. And in this kit, I'm going to use the mini pearls in the corner. I don't need many though, so I didn't scoop out a lot. And I often use this kit, which is why it's so bare. And again, I didn't have a design, but I didn't want to use my bead spinner yet. So I just did the colours in a pattern of pink, light pink and white. I do have an Etsy shop if you want to check it out. It will be linked in the description and it should be on the screen right now. It's called QueenBeadsByLilly and there is a fake going around, so if you see them, it's not me. I am based in the UK and I have over 500 sales where the fake is in America. Anyways, if you want to check out my shop, I'd be eternally grateful. Anyways, I'm gonna let you watch the video now. Again, you can see the bracelet starting to come together at the bottom, and now I'm just adding the charms. I tried to pick up the bracelet so you could see it, but I forgot it was in 2 times and it wasn't focusing. Anyways, I'm just tying the bracelet off again. At least this time I didn't drop it. I think this bracelet still turned out cute, but I prefer the first one I made. And because the hole for the bow is so big, you can't see the pearls because the pearls are so small. But it's still cute regardless. And it's a bit small because I forgot to measure it. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions on it in the comments below. And also comment the bow emoji if you've made it this far into the video. Onto the third bracelet. I brought in the bead spinner to help me because it started to get dark pretty fast outside, so I needed to be quick before the good lighting was gone. Anyways, again we're using the same bead kit, but this time I'm using pink, blue and a purple. No white this time. Back again with the same charm kit. I think all my best charms are in here, which is why I use it so often. But for this bracelet, I'm going to use the boot or cow boot charm. I don't use it that often and I think I've only made one design with it. So I'm going to use it for this bracelet. Plus I just love the dangly charms. I'm also going to try and include these pink beads to make it different than the other ones I've just done. I'm threading my string through my needle and I'm surprised my camera actually focused. I don't knot my string onto my needle anymore because I broke my other one. Like the end of it just came off because I knotted it too hard. Anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. But this colour combo ended up being cuter than I thought it was going to be. It reminded me of candy floss. I always love doing new colour combos and I feel like I haven't done this before. Maybe I'm wrong, my memory isn't too good. But either way, it still turned out really cute. I think I got enough onto the needle, so now I'm just pulling it down onto the string. If you make bracelets and don't have a bead spinner, I really recommend getting one. Okay, I'm just putting another jump ring onto that charm so it's dangly. And then I'm going to put that on the bracelet and I'm putting 2 of them pink beads beside it. And now I'm tying it off again. This one is actually bigger than the other 2, so it fits me normally. And again, I didn't drop it. I think this bracelet is my favourite one I've made so far in this video. If you agree, and if you don't, which one's been your favourite so far? I think the charm actually goes really well. And again, I don't like to waste, so I put it in my bead confetti. At this point, it was getting really dark because it was about 6 o'clock. But I thought we'd end the video on making a Christmas bracelet. Because if you don't know already, Christmas is my favourite time of the year. Like, forget Halloween, it's Christmas. So I'm bringing back the Christmas kit. I'm using the red, white and the green. They're just like the signature Christmas colours. I'm also going to use this silver bow and I'm going to use 2 stars. I love these stars so much, I use them a lot. And guys, I use the gold beads as well. Hot take, but I feel like gold and silver just go together, so that's what I'm going to be using. Anyways, I'm just getting the beads out the bead spinner. Okay, I'm just going to thread the beads onto the string and add the charms. And now I'm just going to tie it off as normal. Again, I do around 3 to 4 knots, just to make sure it's like extra secure. And on stretching it to make sure it doesn't snap. Also guys, if you accidentally forget to add the charm and you've already made the bracelet, you can just put the charm on a jump ring and attach the jump ring to the string as I'm doing here, and then close the jump ring, and it's like you never forgot. I do this a lot because it's just easier and it always turns out the same. Anyways, here is the final bracelet. I had to stop here because it was getting too dark, and you know we need that good light in. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Which one was your favorite? So much. Bye.